Hello! Yay! This is my first Instagram live. I've recorded lives before, but not for my own account, not for my own work, my own self-massage work. So if you're watching this, welcome. There will be no viewers for this live, as there's only 3 followers on my physiosomatics account, and they're not even English speakers. So this is a test run, but hopefully it will record, and I will be offering these regularly. So today we will be practicing neck self-massage for the neck in order to relax it. What would be the benefits right off the start? That is to kind of relax, warm up any tissue that is a little bit stuck, and that is to get the lymph and the blood flowing between kind of the heart and the brain, and it just will provide better oxygen circulation, just better. And with that better hormonal circulation, just kind of ease of metabolism. And of course, always psychosomatically, it's a way to kind of remind yourself that you can always find connection, especially during this time of self-distancing and self-retreating that the world is going through. A great opportunity to foster and nurture and develop and evolve our brain, to teach it to connect with this material, with this structure that is our body. And I think this will be especially useful for people who tend to be, as I call them, mergers, and people who tend to get into codependent either relationships or find themselves in dependent and addictive behaviors. I'm not a psychologist by any means, but I just personally know that for myself, getting in touch with the actual physical tissue and bone and skin and structure, it's been the greatest, and I think for me personally the only true medicine to redirect my attention to doing something actually useful. So to start with, let's actually get comfortable. I am sitting straight up, but I would recommend for you to lean against your couch, or maybe if you're sitting on the floor, against the wall, or maybe have some pillows, some blankets around you. You can go do that right now. Just get something, get a little bit more comfortable, and throughout our time together, you're welcome to shift, to find comfortable positions. Maybe you'll be hearing my voice, but maybe you wouldn't need to look at me all the time exactly, just maybe for a few hints here and there. So yeah, you're welcome to change position, stand up, sit, lie down. I will try to make my language and my voice as clear as possible, and my goal for today is also to give space between instruction and your ability to receive the instruction and to actually practice it. And I will be doing the self-massage along with you. And I will talk a little bit more about this at the end, but I will invite you to give me feedback for what happened, and also a possibility for a donation if you so desire. Thank you very much. So to start with, choose the side of the neck, any side that feels more comfortable right now, and maybe one of your hands is kind of on your shoulder, on the base of your neck, and your sits bones are comfortably lying or sitting, feeling the material, the surface underneath you. Maybe it's the couch, the pillow, or the floor. Maybe if you're standing, doing the same, feeling the texture underneath your feet or underneath your sits bones. And then closing your eyes if you need to, or you might wish to keep them open. It is up to you, whatever is more comfortable. And one more time, I invite you to shift anytime into a more comfortable position in order for you to kind of regulate any kind of painful postures. It's important for the nervous system to feel like it can actually relax, otherwise there's no point for this. And then with whatever hand you're touching your shoulder or your neck or the base of your neck, just kind of not experimenting, but checking the shape of the structure that you're about to get into. Today we'll be working all the way to the shoulder, from the shoulder, kind of above the collarbone, and we will not be working with the throat, but we will be working on the side of the neck. Just getting familiar with all these shapes, the surfaces, the landscape. And after this, just placing your hand again wherever it's comfortable. And for a few moments, we're going to be practicing the being with touch. If you need to support your other hand, your other elbow, you're welcome to do so. For a few moments, you're just going to touch your neck. And you're going to be connecting, bonding with it. Your hand is going to be connecting, bonding, entering into the tissue, into the texture of the neck. You're going to be practicing a listening touch. You're not changing anything, you're not doing anything, you're just being there, listening. Just continue for a few moments. Feeling the sensations. Feeling the physical sensations of touch underneath your hand. And you're probably noticing it already. But underneath your hand, there is a rising and falling happening because of the breath. There's an inhale and the exhale. That area that you're touching is becoming a little bit bigger and then a little bit smaller. Moving into the hand, into the touch, and away from the touch. Just noticing the movement of the breath underneath your hand, the growing and shrinking. And then allow the breaths, the inhales and the exhales, the actual movement of the lungs to become a little bit bigger. So your hand gets filled a little bit more with the inhale, and kind of the body moves away from the hand when there's an emptiness of the lungs, emptying. And with this bigger movement of the growing and shrinking of the body, begin to make your hand, your palm bigger, and then make it smaller. So that with the inhale, your palm will widen, and then with the exhale, it will kind of squeeze into the neck, squeeze gently. If you find yourself losing intention or interest, get back into sensations. Be curious about what it feels like. Maybe you feel a little moisture underneath your palm, maybe warmth. Maybe there's some pain. And then moving up towards the head and following the growing and shrinking of the body, of that area, and the palm. So what's happening is the palm is opening, and then it's closing and squeezing, and then moving along the neck, along the shoulder, into the triceps muscle. Being gentle about squeezing the bone so nothing hurts. So here we're not just touching the skin anymore with this opening of the palm and the movement of the body underneath. Then we get into the tissue a little bit deeper, so not touching only the skin, also getting into the tissue underneath the skin, the fascia, the vessels, the nerve endings that are underneath there. So we went down from the base of the head, on the side of the neck, and then touching the back of my neck also. And into the towards the shoulder, and then back up. And now that the tissue is a little bit warmed up, we're going to do something called kneading. Kneading. And here we're actually not only going to be touching the skin, not only the skin, not only the tissue underneath the skin, but also getting into the meat, into the muscle. So here, finding whatever tissue, you might not be touching muscle directly, but you can probably sense when you're touching muscle. If not, that's okay. And here, just like dough, you will be kneading it, squeezing it, squeeze and pull, squeeze and pull. That's gentle. You might sometimes do it with fingertips, sometimes with the whole palm, allowing yourself to change the position of your head to accommodate. You're not going for pain. You're going for a connection with the muscle, the buoyancy of the muscle, and there's softness to the muscle fibers, but also there's definite structure. There's a tautness. And then maybe moving the head a little bit back so there is a little bit more space at the back of the neck. Maybe getting there with the fingertips. Maybe using like kind of walking fingertips into the tissue. And also kind of ironing it out a little bit. Finding tight spot. If you can see, I'm grabbing and allowing the muscle to kind of slip away from my grab. When it gets painful, I modulate. Anyways, I'm talking a lot again. I promised myself not to. So squeezing, kneading, pulling, play with it everywhere on the side of the neck, the back of the neck, the trapezius. Remembering that this is a relaxation massage. Be honest with yourself. Are you relaxed right now? Maybe you need to do like 80% less of what you're doing right now. Maybe if you're bored, in order for you to kind of get interested, maybe you need to squeeze a little bit more. Making sure that the fingers don't get tired. Definitely felt it a little bit in myself. That means it needs to be more gentle, more sensitive, soft fingers. Honest with yourself. Is what you're doing right now actually helping you? Sensations, remember, paying attention to sensations. all the way from the base of the neck down to the shoulder, whatever muscle, fibers, strings, bundles you can find. In a few minutes, let's end with this and go back to just touching underneath the skin. So not just being gentle on top of the skin as though you're not trying to pop a soap bubble, for example, but actually like gently but squeeze underneath the skin as though you're wanting to touch like little pillows, little layer of foam. It's very, very thin. That is underneath the skin. And feeling its bounce, feeling its elasticity. That's fascia. Just everywhere. And after a few moments, finish up with this and get back to being a little bit more comfortable. Do you need to change your position? Check in with yourself. Do you need to lie down, to sit down, to stand up? And get back to the being with touch, where you're just touching a spot where it's comfortable to touch. You're listening to the warmth of your skin underneath your palm. Your palm is listening to the place that you're touching, and the place that you're touching is listening and touching back your palm. And now you can let go, maybe relax the arm that was massaging you a little bit, or kind of do what you need to do. Maybe something wasn't finished just yet on this side of your neck and this shoulder, this trapezius area. Touch, move, just change position, kind of get back into the reality of what is most relevant right now for your body. So, if you're watching this video in recording, now is the time to do the other side. But for this, for our purposes today, for the live, for my experiment, I will finish with the massage portion. Either do the other side or don't. And if you don't do the other side, even right now, check what is the difference for me, the difference between the two sides. I feel like there's more sensation in my right, and a sense of kind of more openness. And because of that, I feel like I'm even kind of feeling my right rib basket, rib cage a little bit more. Like I can breathe here a little bit easier. Interesting. Yeah, like there's more space, more movement. Yeah, why is that important? I think psychologically I will call it that, like, the body is a little bit more happy, and the hope is that from that place when the body is a little bit more happy, again, there's more oxygen flowing, helpful material, if not oxygen, flowing to my brain, to the cells, the tissues, so I would be able to be more productive, maybe, if more in flow, or more loving towards the person that I care about, or towards the world. I don't know how. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for taking care of your health. Oof, the redness. And I do invite you to give me feedback, either wherever it is, in the comment or in the direct messaging. Wherever this video will end up, I will try to post it on many platforms. Give me feedback. How are you feeling? Like, what changed for you? As simple as that. Or you can give me constructive feedback, analysis. That is welcome too. And also, I welcome a donation of like 10 to 20 Canadian dollars. And if you're wishing to send this, give me a direct message. Otherwise, I will be sending a PayPal link anywhere as well. If you're an English speaker and you're in Russian watching this, I can also give you the number for my card, or I actually can give you, if you're in Canada, my email for an email transfer. All of that is possible. Good spring, good health. Thank you, much love.